Today I thought I'd take a little departure from the cooking videos I've already done. You can go click on all the videos I've done and take a look at some of those and give me your comments and let me know what you like about them and what you don't like about them, and I'll try and change a few things. I was watching Tyler Oakley was tweeting some stuff about bullying. It was kind of upsetting. Some people have not been able to handle the pressure of it, didn't know what to do about it, and so when they are overly bullied, some people choose to take their own lives. And this is something that I'm very familiar with. It was a very strange day, the day that I discovered that I was a bully. I've always thought of myself as a really nice guy. I've never picked on anybody. I never thought I was prejudiced against anybody. But I remember back in elementary school, there was this kid, Tim, who was heavy. You know, I wouldn't say he was fat, but he was definitely heavy, and he couldn't run and play like everybody else did, and people made fun of him a lot. And I thought that was really sad. I didn't want him to be bullied like that, so I would try and help him out. And I remember trying to help him out on, if he wasn't good at sports, I would help him with that, and if he wasn't good at running, I tried to help him with that. And that was for a couple of years, and then he moved to a different school, and I didn't see him again until high school. And when I saw him again in high school, he had clearly changed. He remembered me very well. I didn't recognize him at all, but he remembered me, and we started talking about what had he been up to, and he said, well, I'm doing better now. I've had a really tough time with drugs, and he'd had some suicide attempts, and I thought, well, that's horrible. I'm sorry to hear that, but I'm glad you're feeling better now, that you've got you're feeling better about yourself. And that's when he told me that he remembered me as one of the bullies. And I was really shocked, because I thought, no, I'm not a bully. I was one of the good guys. I was trying to help you out. And it was then that I realized that bullying is very personal. It's about what that person perceives you're doing. So where I thought I was being nice and helpful, he saw me as just another person making fun of his weight, making fun of the fact that he didn't have the athletic ability that the other people did. And I didn't know about that, and he didn't know how to communicate it to me that, hey, Ray, you're being kind of a jerk. Don't say those things, they hurt. So that was really strange for me, because I never thought of myself as a bully, and yet that's when I realized. And I think ever since then, ever since high school, because by that point in high school, I'd already gone through a long phase of being bullied myself, and some really tough times, and some really dark times. And I learned from those times, but learning that I was also perceived as a bully by somebody made me realize that through life, as I go forward, anytime I try and get like I know everything, I'm really smart, and I just know this is the right way to do it. It's always the right way to do it, and I'm not actively listening to that other person. I tell myself I'm starting to be a bully. And it's not the bully in the sense that I'm, going online and saying nasty things about somebody, or that I'm even saying something nasty to their face, but I am saying something that is possibly hurting them if I'm not listening to what they're saying to me. because not everybody can say, hey Ray, you're kind of being an ass. Most people will communicate that in other ways. They'll communicate it by silence. They'll communicate it by avoiding you. They'll communicate it by, passive aggressive is very, very common. I know far too many people will use passive aggressive, which is, if you don't know what passive aggressive is, you probably know what it is. You probably just don't know it as this term. It's when your friend says, oh no, that's okay, I didn't want that anyway. Which usually, especially if it's said in that tone of voice, means they really did want it and you just took it from them. Now, sometimes they have to deal with that, yes, but sometimes it's you're being pushy and you're not getting along, and so I just want everybody to know out there that, first of all, if you feel like everybody is against you, first of all, that's because probably you're listening to those voices more than you're listening to the voices of the people who aren't against you. It's really easy to dwell on the negative and not on the positive. I know a lot of people have some great videos on YouTube where they're giving some really good messages out there. I personally, I'm very impressed with some of the YouTubers like Rebecca Black, who took horrible things said about her and has dealt with it in very positive ways. I know Tyler Oakley has some great videos that he's got of dealing with that negative and just blanking it as much as you can from your life. Don't respond to it. Defend yourself. The best way to defend yourself against most negative is to have a friend or a family member or even some random YouTuber or some random person on Twitter defend you for you. Seek out the positive voices. And I'm not saying surround yourself with a whole bunch of people that will tell you that they love you when they don't, but I do mean that when that person is saying, it's okay, we love you, they probably mean it. It's very difficult for most people to say that they love you. So if they're saying it, they probably mean it. If you're being bullied, reach out, find some resources. I'll put some links down below for some resources that I know of. If you know of any more, please put them in the comments section, and just know that there are people out there who can help if you're feeling like the world is against you. Suicide is not the answer, because without you being alive, it's 100% sure not going to get better. Everybody has negative times in their lives, and it's how we get through them and how we deal with them that is the really important thing. I hope you've enjoyed this video. If you do, please give it a thumbs up. Subscribe. Give me some comments down below if you know of some resources that people can use if they're being bullied for whatever reason.